Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. Don't forget to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at Bronxnet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. Our next guest is the founder of Prime Latino Media, the largest network spanning from the East Coast to the Caribbean, which includes independent Latino multimedia makers, actors, and musicians. The company showcases creatives who produce everything from documentaries to TV shows. And here now to share more, we welcome Perego Moreno, also known as Tío Louis.
Thank
Welcome.
you, Rhina. Thank
Por
you.
fin llegaste here on Open.
Back home to the Bronx.
There you go.
And this is our 15th anniversary that I know you.
Well, wow, it's our 15th anniversary.
Yep.
However, I don't know if people know that your origins are from the Bronx. So,
Yep.
I mean, thank you for coming back home, right? Because, I mean, you and I, we see each other regularly. However, for those who may have had an encounter with you or you've been able to sprinkle some of your fairy dust on, let's talk a little bit about your journey starting here in the Bronx.
And I was born here. I'm Cuban Argentine, but I'm always very clear. I say I'm Cuban, Argentine, Puerto Rican, because had it not been for the Puerto Rican community, I would not be here, you know. And basically, they raised me. So I'm a proud Bronxite. When I travel abroad and I come back to the States, and they say, what country are you from? Because they want to make sure as you're clearing U.S. Customs that you really belong to us.
Right.
And they ask what country you're from. I say, from the Bronx.
Right.
And of course, they just send me through.
Right. That's good. That's good. They know better. They know. And so, while your journey here in the Bronx, okay, so I did introduce Prime Latino Media. However, I didn't introduce Skyline Features, right? So, Skyline came first.
Skyline came
Let's
first.
just give everybody a little insight about the next generation of individuals that you've helped along the way that continue to be in your path as well.
I mean, I'm bilingual,
Right.
bicultural, Latino, English and Spanish, but I'm also very grateful that in the Bronx I studied German. And my first big job out of college was working, and I went to college to be an OBGYN, but instead of delivering babies, I'm delivering films. But it was German, my background in German, that helped me land my first job, which was in journalism. So I actually started in foreign journalism, specifically to Germany and the German part of Switzerland, 37 years ago when we opened. You know, after a year of working with this journalist and looking for pictures, I then launched an international photographic agency 37 years ago, and then we just gravitated after 6 years to become moving from the still image to the moving image.
Nice. And so then from there, I'm trying to give everybody a little background on the origins of how Prime Latino even morphed itself, because I know that you've shared with me, and I think it's a wonderful statement that you made, that your most fulfilling time was working with the next generation. And since that's what we do here at Bronxnet, we work with the next generation, I would love to hear just a little insight as to what it is that you get to walk away with and feeling so fulfilled.
I mean, after getting fried, you know, and I guess also we changed careers or jobs.
Right.
You know, doing foreign journalism, you know, about news, celebrities, feature stories. That's when, you know, I hit my mid-30s. I was like, how am I paying my rent on this planet?
Right.
How am I making a difference? And that's when I launched a nonprofit organization, Skyline Community, which was devoted to Black and Latino youth, in training them to produce video, specifically documentaries. And in 10 years, we made 70 documentary shorts on social, public, and mental health issues, and 1,500 kids graduated from that program.
That's wonderful, and congratulations on that. I'm sure you feel seriously accomplished just by that alone, right?
I could die tomorrow, and I would feel that I paid my rent on this planet.
I hear you. That's what another wonderful statement. And so I also wanted to loan that, just really briefly and quickly mention that you also are partnered up with Pregones PRTT for the 21 Islands Festival, which is also international. And so that it's interesting how it's still part of your I'm trying to find the words for it because you have your hands in various areas, and I'm trying to make sure that you guys don't get lost in what it is that Theo Louis does, because he is really there assisting every aspects of the media arts in whatever form and whatever way he can. And while he has some who he's kind of raised, for lack of a better word, who now work with him, he's still in there in the game of discovering. And I personally genuinely appreciate that about you. And so the 21 Islands Festival, how did you form that partnership?
That was Melissa Ramos, who's with Pregones, invited me to help her over a year ago. And now what it's evolved to, you know, aside from this wonderful film festival at Pregones that happens once a year, happened just in February, where they feature films from islands around the world, island countries, islands that belong to a country. And then from that, it went so well, we've done it now 2 years together, that we're doing Bronx Film Wednesdays. The first Wednesday of every month, 7 to 10 p.m. at Pregones, we host the Bronx Film Wednesdays. And it's bringing world-class films to the South Bronx.
And that's going on right now.
The next one
So
is
Bronx Film Wednesdays is here at Pregones in the Bronx. And I'm sorry, you were saying the next one is?
April 3rd, Wednesday, April 3rd, and where we always play a feature and 3 shorts that derived from the 21 Islands International Short Film Festival,
And they
because
can
that's
go-
its specialty.
Right, of course. And so they can go to Pregones' website for the details on the Bronx Wednesdays. But the idea is that you guys know that there's this unique way of seeing film and cinema at the Pregones Theater every Wednesday.
And it's free.
And it's free. Oh my God, that's my favorite word, free 99. And so, and it's beautiful because it's being offered, you're being offered the opportunity to experience different filmmakers as well as different parts of the world. I know I was part of the 21 Islands Festival. I was one of the judges. I was one of the jurors.
Yeah.
And it was really refreshing to just kind of transport myself to different parts of the world just by seeing these films. They were in different languages, but the subtitles were there and allowed me to pretty much get the grasp, the gist of everything that was occurring within the scenes. And so I don't want to get too caught
Right.
up in
No,
that,
no,
because I want
but
to make sure
just-
we talk about Prime Latino
Right.
Media, right? And I was just mentioning the 21 Islands to lead up to Prime Latino Media, because I know that you have a big announcement that you want to make with Prime Latino Media. However, I want to mention the salon and how you've been able to keep that going, and just your network. It's amazing. It's amazing the people that you highlight and showcase and are part of your whole cipher.
So now, after having raised kids, 25, 26 years ago, and a lot of my kids now who are teenagers are approaching 40, I'm now devoting my life to proven mid-level multimedia makers, actors, and musicians who are independent Latino and advancing their careers and their projects. So we gather once a month. We're 7 years old. We gather once a month where we network, and I interview a multimedia maker, an actor, and the musician always ends up, after the interview, performing live. And it's a way, what I like to consider, and it's not a bad title, best kept secrets. Once you're established, you don't need me. But I like to focus on people that are mid-level, that have a proven track record, and all they need is like one push up that rung. And that's what we do. And our announcement?
Yes, before we go, we got to make that quick.
And
I wanna
we're
make sure we get
announcing it
in there.
right here, on Bronxnet, on your show, that we have always wanted to do a Latino film festival, and that we hope to launch one, Prime Latino Media Festival, from October 20th through the 27th here in New York City. We're still exploring the venues and stuff like that. But our objective is to screen independent Latino film, television, and new media, as well as a 2-day conference, because we all need to improve our skills, and a 2-day media market where we introduce some of these proven multimedia content creators with power players. Because again, that's what they need to become part of the Old Boys Club, or as
Love
we
it.
call it, the Old Boys and Girls Club.
Yes, thank you for including us. It is Women's History Month after all.
Which is why we're proud to have Estela Institute out of Prime Latino Media that's devoted to independent Latina multimedia makers, actresses, and musicians in pushing their careers forward as a production company.
That's lovely. Wow. I know you have your hands in everything, boy. I'm not going to call you Theo Louis anymore. I'm going to call you Octopus Theo Louis. Oh, lovely. And thank you. And thank
No
you
different
for your
than you.
service to us.
No
Well,
different
you
than
know,
15 years.
yeah.
I mean, our community could not exist in New York City without you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And we're really looking forward to this new film festival that's going to begin October 20th, right? Through the 27th. And that's this year, 2019. And he said it here first, you guys.
Absolutely.
So make sure for more on Prime Latino Media and to learn more about the film festival, visit primelatinomedia.com. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.